we're joined now to understand what I'm calling the idealistic position, as opposed to the realist position of John Mearsheimer, by Matthew Syed. He is a writer and a thinker, a columnist for the Sunday Times, and it's his first time on the show. Welcome to Unheard.
Freddie, great to connect.
So we've just had John Mearsheimer on the show literally moments ago, and I quoted to him some of your most recent Sunday Times column in which you name-check him and describe him as morally deranged, which is pretty strong stuff. And I wonder, first up, why do you think Professor Mearsheimer and others who, like him, have, let's call it, a more sympathetic understanding of Russia's reasons for aggression in Ukraine, why are they morally deranged?
Well, I think Mearsheimer and others like him are perpetrating, if I can put it this way, a category mistake. They say that Russia is fearful of NATO expansion to the borders of that country, and they frame that through the war in Ukraine. The biggest threat to the Russian national interest is not democracy, it's not the expansion of NATO, and it is not Ukraine. It is Putin and the network of kleptocrats who support him, who have impoverished the Russian people. The GDP per capita in a mineral-rich country is something like $13,000 a year. They could be rich, they could be flourishing. And I think Mearsheimer is effectively parroting Kremlin talking points by framing it in the way that he has. So I want to see a different framing of the argument that the Russian people, like the Ukrainians, are victims of this war. I think he's making a grievous mistake, if I may put it that way, in his analysis.
So the part which is most controversial there is the history, it's the reason, the rationale for how we got here so far. And I think in a way that's a debate for another day. People talk about the 2008 summit at which the pathway for Ukraine to join NATO was agreed. They talk about the 2014 and the circumstances around that. I would almost like to put that to one side for this conversation. The bit that I find much harder to argue with from John Mearsheimer is his very pessimistic sense of what the West can actually do at this point. He doesn't believe a peace deal that will be acceptable to both is possible. So he believes all of these summits and supposed diplomatic efforts are basically window dressing. And he believes fundamentally the advantage is Russia's to continue to make territorial gains. And so I guess I have to throw it back to you. Do you have any cause for a more optimistic assessment